Do you ever just do a makeup look that you absolutely love, but every single photo that you have taken for the past 45 minutes looks hideous, and you nearly start crying and need to take a break, like to decompress? So if my energy's a bit off in this video, that's why. I do apologise. But hopefully talking about makeup will make me feel a bit better than annoying photography. My eye is twitching, I need to calm down. But anyways, hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Skye, and today we are going to be doing the first part of my low buy haul series. I've been doing this series for a couple years now, and it's basically every 4 months I collect all of the products that I have purchased myself, received in PR, and just do a little collective haul for you guys and just show like the bits that I have. I love doing hauls, but I never buy enough makeup in one go to justify like just showing it all. Do you remember those hauls back in like 2015 when people were like, I went to Sephora and spent like $1,000? I'm like, bro, no, in this economy, no. So this is stuff I have collated over the past 4 months, well, nearly 5 now because we are in May. So we are going to talk about it and all of that good stuff. So if you'd like to see that, then just keep on watching. So let's go in chronological order, and we'll start with the things that I have purchased myself first. So I placed my first ever order at Sunset Makeup. I have been following Sunset Makeup on Instagram. They're a like indie brand in the US. I've been following them for a while now, ever since like they went viral for their colourful foundations. That's what they're most known for, and the owner is non-binary, so I obviously have been more drawn to trying them out. I may be a bit biased. And when I saw that they launched a black lip stain, I immediately was like, this is gonna solve all of my problems. So I purchased the black lip stain, their creamy black lip liner. It's in the shade 39, but it's the black shade, and their black liquid lipstick in the shade Existence. I believe it's called Existence, but it's also the shade 39. Now, I have tested these out extensively, and I have some thoughts. Well, technically I bought these in December, but we're gonna count it as the first thing I bought. Shh, shh. So let's talk about the lip stain first, because I think this is like the most like unique product out there. I've never seen another black lip stain like that's this deep. Now, first things first, they have changed the packaging on this. This packaging is super, super skinny. But I think because of how skinny it is, and because of how much product there is, it does like bubble up and like leak out. I'll see if I can show you. Like, see? It like bubbles up like that, and then just like gets everywhere. It's super, super messy. Now they have listened to those critiques and they have changed the packaging of this. It's now in like a wider container. But I do like the sleek, slim bottle, but I am glad that they changed it. I also, you may have noticed on the lid, there are some cracks. That's mostly my fault. I have an issue where I tend to crack anything with like a twist up lid because I always want to make sure it's really tight, especially like Super Shock shadows and stuff like that where I know it's gonna dry out. I like to really make sure it's on there tight, and I end up twisting it too far and then cracking the packaging. But this is quite cracked, like, compared to everything else, so I think the lid is a bit fragile. But like I said, they updated the packaging, so that doesn't really matter, but I just thought I'd mention it. And this product is super interesting. It is a very, very liquidy black lip stain. I'll swatch it right here. Like, that's a lip stain. This is unbelievably pigmented, and I will say, when you apply it, you do have to be a bit careful if you want it to be, like, super full coverage like this, because obviously when you thin it out and spread out all over your lips, it is a bit sheerer, like it's a sheer black. I wouldn't even say sheer black is the correct term, but you do have to like have a little bit more work when you apply this to make sure it's like fully opaque and there's no streakiness to it because it is so liquidy and watery. But once this dries down, it does take fucking forever to dry down, I will tell you that. But once it's on, it is on there, unless you're eating greasy foods and you're like really rubbing your lips on things. But this has brilliant lasting power. Like, honestly, I wore this to my friend's New Year's party and it lasted the whole night. I did touch up, like, the middle part because we were eating, like, pizza and stuff. I did touch up, like, the middle with the black liquid lipstick. Like, I had both of these in my bag, but I didn't really need to, like, reapply anything. And when it does fade down like fully, it has like a really nice grey. Like, so if you don't want your lips to be stained like a light grey, which I'm sure most people don't really want, but like I don't really mind it. It really is a good product. It's very unique in my collection. I've never seen another brand do it. And I would recommend trying this. It's just you need to be mindful of those caveats with it. Now the liquid lipstick, it's a standard liquid lipstick formula. It's like a bit drying, but not like outrageously drying. Very pigmented as well. I would swatch it, but actually no, I will, because then you can see it compared to the lip stain. The consistency is very much like standard black liquid lipstick. And I also forgot to mention with the lip stain, there is a tiny bit of feathering, as you can see. Because of how liquidy it is, it does like bleed into the cracks. But I find that the best way to counteract this is to use the lip liner. I really like this creamy black lip liner. It's very, very nice. And honestly, you could use that as an eyeliner. It's super, super creamy, but I just keep this to use on my lips just to outline the lips before I go in with the lip stain. But I wouldn't say you need this if you were just gonna go for the black liquid lipstick. But I'm glad that I have like a nice little trio, because I do love deep black lips. Like I think everyone looks good in a black lipstick, truly. I next placed an order at Nabla Cosmetics. Nabla are a Italian indie makeup brand, and I really love them. Their vibe is so luxurious and just like elegant. And I placed an order to repurchase my favourite bronzer, the Skin Bronzing Bronzer in the shade Ambra. I bought this in January, and as you can see, you can already see the waffle pan a little bit. I haven't hit pan by any means, but like, you can see like the dents coming through. I very, very quickly worn this down. This is my favourite bronzer. I talk about it ad nauseum. It's just a really nice, light, slightly glowy bronzer. Very natural finish, especially if you have a light olive skin tone with a bit of a like hint of warmness to it. This is so good. And while I was there, I felt a bit silly buying just one thing, which you shouldn't. You shouldn't. I was here for this. But I decided, well, I'll throw something else in my cart. So I decided to pick up their Skin Glazing highlighter in the shade Ozone. Now, I already have, like, technically, like, the Skin Glazing, like, powder formula in the, like, a blush color. This is the shade Truth. So I thought, you know what, while I'm here, I may as well just complete the collection. Like, I have all of the base products. Honestly, I am so glad that I did, because this highlighter is... This is one of my favourite highlighters in my collection. I think this tied with Colourpop Moon Peach. I'm wearing it on my cheeks today. I don't know if you can see it there. It is just such a beautiful, like, natural, like, glowy highlighter. I feel like you could build it up to be a bit more blinding, but this is kind of how I like my, like, neutral toned highlighters to be. It's either something, I either want something like this, or I want like an iridescent multichrome on my cheeks. There's no in between. I have absolutely no in between. And this highlighter is just beautiful. It's a Baked Gelée formula, so you do need a bit of a stiffer brush to go in there, but I really love it. It is so lovely. Ozone's the lightest shade. I then placed an order at Lottie London for 2 of their super fake mascaras. This is my favourite mascara of all time. I had 2. I now have 1. I used up one of them. This is just such a brilliant mascara. I don't talk about mascara a lot, like I don't really list it in my posts or anything, but this mascara is so good, especially if you have like shorter eyelashes and just not fantastic eyelashes. This makes it look like I've got eyelashes. Like, they're so nice. I can't be bothered to take off my glasses. Actually, no, I will. I'm actually gonna be a good makeup content creator. Like, it just volumizes my lashes, lengthens them, and the brush is super tiny. The bristles are really short as well, so you can really, like, get to the root and comb through. I do find that I always get a bit of this on my lid. But yeah, this mascara is really good. I think I'll forever repurchase this. It's really good, and I think I should actually place a future order to get some more, because I don't want to be out of this. It's just so good. Alright, let's just get this boring thing out of the way first, because, like, this is just so not interesting. I bought a new lash glue because the lash glue I was using was, vile. Absolute. I had it for way too long. And don't do that. Don't do that. Don't wait for it to get, like, clumpy and like smell a bit weird. Just don't do that. Just get a new one. This is a different one that I had before. This is the Doll Beauty Stuck On You lash glue. I got it because it was on sale. And actually I have tried this and it's really good. I really like it. Keeps my lashes stuck on and it doesn't make my eyes water, and that's all I require from a lash glue. Alright, we're moving on to a palette that I purchased, and this is the only palette that I have bought myself this year. How fucking good is that? I've been very good with not buying new palettes, even though I have been extremely tempted with so many, but this is the one that I decided to buy, and it's a very, very special one at that. This is the NBA Cosmetics and a Basket Case Beauty Moonlit Marsh palette. My friend Lee created this palette with NBA and I of course had to buy it on launch. I literally set an alarm to buy it and I just love it, man. I do have a 2 looks plus review if you are curious about my like really in-depth thoughts about this, and I also have like a first impression where I do all the swatches and stuff, and this is my first time trying NBA's formula and I really, really like it. This palette just makes me so happy. It's so Lee coded. I love the colours that they chose. This palette has just made me really excited to be doing my makeup, and I feel like not many palettes nowadays really do that for me. But this just inspires me so much. I even love the satin shades. Like, I was gonna use Bogland today to do like a smoky look, but then I was like, no, I want to do a graphic liner, so I didn't. But I love the shimmery metallics in here. This shade Moss is such a pretty green, like, Polonius, of course, is just that beautiful teal pink shininess. Starlight as well. Stunning. I love that there's like some unique tones. Like we have this shade Minnow, which is like that cool toned taupey goodness, and the deep mattes in here are stunning. Like, I don't really have any bad things to say about this palette. Well, I do have a few, but like you can watch my review for that. But I really like this palette. I'm so proud of Lee and I'm so happy to have a piece of them in my collection. I really do hope I get to meet Lee one day in person because they are just I have so much love for them, man. Like, if you're not following Basket Case Beauty on Instagram, you're missing out. Like, I genuinely think they are one of the most unique people in the community, and they have so much heart and beauty to them, and yeah, I love them. So yeah, that's just me being super mushy in a whole video. I love you, Lee. Now I'm shy. And yeah, I've actually had to force myself to not use that palette because every shot my stash, in my back of my head, I'm like, I kind of want to use Moonlit Marsh, but then I'm like, no, Skye, you have other things that deserve love in your collection. Lee can't take up all of it. Let's move on to a very tiny Kaleidos haul. I placed an order for a couple of bits. Again, I was mainly buying this, but because I didn't want to place an order for just one thing, my toxic trait, I decided to get a gloss as well. But we'll talk about the blush first. This is their Mono Blush in the shade Pale Rose, also known as the Uterus Blush, as I like to call it. Very, very ovarian vibes. Now, I bought this to be a dupe of my favourite cool toned blush of all time, the very long since discontinued Lo-Fi Rose from Kaleidos. I have a tiny amount of this left, as you can see. The tiniest, weeniest amount. And I have seen swatches, and one of my friends, Andromeda, swatched a bunch of their cool tone blushes, and they said this was probably the closest. Well, I determined it was probably the closest. And I knew this was going to be a bit different, because this is significantly lighter than Lo-Fi Rose, but when they say pale rose, they really mean pale rose. Like, that looks almost like a setting powder for my skin. And honestly, it's... I'm just gonna swatch it for you. I'm building up this swatch just so you know. If you're any deeper than me, this is not gonna work for you. If you're lighter than me, if you're like super, super, super fair, you would probably really like this. It's right there. That's the blush. Can you see it? Not really. If you really like a subtle blush and you're very, very fair, I think you would like this, but I was a little bit sad. When I want subtle blush, this does have a use, and actually I layer this blush on top of another blush that I'll talk about a bit later. And that combination is really, really lovely, but we'll talk about that in a bit. So yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed in this, but I will get use out of it. I think it still shows up enough on my skin tone if I layer a lot of it. But yeah. I just wish they'd bring back Lo-Fi Rose. Can they bring it back in this kind of like packaging, please? I'll take the ovaries any day. I just want Lo-Fi Rose. And I did pick up one of their glosses. This gloss has an obnoxiously long name. Untamed Glow Glossy Lip Glaze. There we go. In the shade Free Fall. This is like a really sparkly silver gunmetal. It looks gunmetal in the tube. Not gonna lie, little bit clickbait. It is essentially a clear gloss with silver sparkle. Now, normally I'd be a bit annoyed because I'm like, well, I want this colour. But I did know what I was going into, like, buying it, because people have said, like, it is just a clear gloss with the cool tone sparkle. But I have really liked it when I've done cooler tone looks. You can see there is a bit of a grey cast to it, but, like, there is so much sparkle and shine that it's really lovely. I do really love this on my lips. And actually, that paired on top of, like, one of, like, the black, like, lip products, that would be such a moment. I'm gonna do that soon. If you want a cooler tone gloss in your collection, I think this is a really good one. And I don't really have many cool tone glosses, so it does serve a purpose in my collection. And I do really like this formula. It is very, like, balmy on your lips. It's so like glossy, but it's not sticky. Now the last makeup products that I purchased are from Glaminatrix. But yeah, Glaminatrix launched a bunch of new things. They launched like new quads with like a new diamond shadow formula. I think it's like holographic or something, I think. I'm not too sure, I don't remember. Then they launched their Glimmering Creatures Volume 3 bundle, and they launched lip products. So I knew that I wanted to get some bits from this launch. And not long after the launch, they had a 30% off sale, and I was like, this is my time to shine. Because Glaminatrix rarely does like super big sales. They do them around Black Friday, like most brands, but like, I was gonna cop it. I was like, this is my time, I have to get it now. So I did purchase the Glimmering Creatures Volume 3 bundle. It's so pretty, and I love the names of like the Glimmering Creatures because like this theme is like reptiles, and I know that they did like bears and then like birds for one of them, and then this is reptiles, and this is the most neutral like colour scheme. I haven't used any of these on my eyes yet. The day that I'm filming this, I literally got these yesterday. Like, they're brand new. I haven't done anything with them. But me being a Glaminatrix stan and also a stan of, like, neutral colours, I just think, like, the two of them just complete each other really nicely. Like, they look, like, so similar on camera. I feel like any other person would look at this and be like, those all look the same. Like, if I showed this to Greg, he'd be like, Skye, come on. But they are different. They are very different. Especially Fairy Lights has more, like, cool tones and also has a holographic shadow. But yeah, I'm super excited to play with these. Let me know if you want any content with them. I feel like it's a little bit oddly specific to do a video just solely on, like, a 6-pan of like single neutrals, but let me know if you do want some content with them. Of course I'll do some looks with them and post them, but yeah, I'm very excited. While I was there, I also added a couple of their eyeshadow like containers, like single compact containers to my cart, because my mindset is I really love having my Colourpop Super Shock shadows because they're in like one single pot like this, and I can just take them traveling with me anywhere. And when I say traveling, I mean to Greg's place. Am I going anywhere? Honestly, no. Or like if I wanted to do my makeup like before I go out, like after work, like it's really easy to just chuck them in my handbag and then do my makeup like that. So I got these compacts for that exact reason. They're very high quality acrylic. I think they were only like £2 and they are magnetized there. So you can really pop any like 26, is it 26mm pan? I believe it's 26mm. I don't remember. But yeah, you don't have to pop just Glaminatrix shadows in here. You can put like any shadow. And this is just a really nice little container, very sturdy, so I got a couple for that purpose. Especially with these tones of neutrals, like, I know that I'm gonna want to pop this shade. This is the shade Skink. I think this is my favourite shade out of all of them. It's got like a green like shine in it. Of course it's my favourite. I feel like I'm gonna pop that in this container and like just keep that in my bag. And for me, the most exciting part was trying one of their lipsticks. So they have 3 lipsticks and 3 lip liners to like match up with them, and they're all like neutrally shades. And I got the shade Joyful. This packaging is absolutely gorgeous. I don't believe Glaminatrix has done lip products before, but this is such luxurious packaging. It's like faux leather and it has the name like printed. And this lipstick is, when they say slim, they mean skinny. Like, she's a skinny queen. Think of the like Hourglass Confession lipsticks. I've never had one of those, but like, it's that skinny. This is the shade Joyful, and I'm actually wearing this on my lips with a lip liner. I'm using the Beauty Bay Vintage lip liner. It's like a deep brown, and I have this just on top. And it's my first time wearing it, but these smell like MAC lipsticks. Like, that vanilla cupcake smell, these smell like that. And this shade is such a beautiful peachy neutral. When I applied it initially, I was kind of like, doesn't really, I think it just didn't suit the looks. Then I added the lip liner, and this combo is like such a moment. Like, come on. This formula feels really nice. They do say it's like a velvet formula. I would say it's kind of like, this does just remind me of like a MAC like lipstick. Like, this is very Velvet Teddy to me. Like the original like Velvet Teddy. I think that was just a matte formula or like a regular. I'm not too sure. So far, I've only literally just tried it today. So far, really like this. I like how skinny it is. It's a very nice experience, and I think I will be buying the other 2 shades. I can already tell you that, because this is really nice. And again, because of how sleek the packaging is, you can just pop this in your bag and it's just so like tiny. It's so tiny. I like small little things. I like tiny little things. But yeah, let's talk about the products that I received in PR / got as a gift. So we'll talk about the thing that I got as a gift first, because this was a present from my mum for my birthday. I was actually going to be buying this myself. It released the same week as the Basket Case Beauty and NBA like collab. But my mum said to me, she was like, you've been so lusting over it, like, I'll buy it for you. So she bought it for me. It's the Glisten Cosmetics Gloomy Gardens palette. This is my first time trying Glisten Cosmetics. I think they have another release in the works as well, which I'm really excited about. But this is the packaging. It is so fucking luxurious. Like, it's raised, the glossiness. It's just, this is such a beautiful sensory experience. Like, oh. And when you open her up, these are the colours. Like, I fucking love this. These are so my colours. I mean, most colours are mine. It is very Gloomy Garden. It's like, they really popped off with that name. Glisten Cosmetics, if you don't know, is owned by Monica5018 on Instagram, and I really like Monica, so am I a bit biased because, like, one of my mutuals owns, like, the brand? Yeah. But I really like their formula. Honestly, it reminds me so much of Blend Bunny and Glaminatrix, like their mattes, especially. The shimmers, oh my fucking god. The multi-chromes in here remind me of Taramoons. And all the names are on the back right here. And also, they have like wells that you can just like pop the shadow out and like I don't want to do it actually. I don't trust myself with today. How today has gone, I do not trust myself. But you can pop the shadows out and like just swap them around and do whatever you want. I don't believe I've done a review of this. I think I've just done a first impression. But I need to do like a 2 looks plus review. This is one of my favourite palettes in my collection. I think alongside like the Basket Case Beauty one, like these two are like top contenders for my favourite palettes. It makes me so happy. I love the formula, the colours are so gorgeous, and like the tones are really unique. I love this cool toned row. Like these greyish colours, I'm all over them. I am all fucking all over them. And I don't have many cool tones in my collection, so yeah, Gloomy Gardens is just such a banger. I would totally recommend it. And I'm really excited to see what Glisten Cosmetics comes out with, because I'm so curious now. I do have one thing from Colourpop that I got in PR, and finally I have been taken off their PR list, which I'm very grateful for. It was a nice experience being on their list for a while, but when I decided that I didn't really want to support them anymore, and the fact that they just were still sending me PR despite me sending them emails. And also the amount of stuff they'd send was quite overwhelming. Like, I'm not gonna lie, most of it went to my friends and like co-workers. It was just too much. I get easily overwhelmed with my collection. So this is the only thing I kept from this like Lost in Love collection. This was their Valentine's Day collection. And I mean, I had to keep it. I will give Colourpop credit. They are very accessible if you live in the US, quite affordable. Their packaging is really good and their formulas like tend to be quite alright. Like this, in this like such a Polly Pocket like early 2000s moment, this is their lip and cheek balm in the shade Adore You. And I gave 2 of these to a couple of my friends, like the other 2 shades, and so all of us are matching. And I think that's really cute. It's just a really nice, very cool toned pink, like Barbie pink almost. And this is a nice cream blush. I don't really have much to say about it. It lasts quite well. The packaging is really cute. I like the shade. Yeah. That's all I have to I have nothing to say anymore. I'm sorry, my energy is a little bit off, but I already feel a little bit better talking about makeup. Like, I feel a bit better. And the last thing we have to talk about is, of course, the Glaminatrix PR that I received. So I got the Pretty in Pastels palette, which I'm so grateful for. It is really pretty. It's just a gorgeous 20-pan palette with a bunch of pastel-y shades. I have a 2 Looks Plus review with it that I've just uploaded on my channel, and I do have a first impression if you want to hear my in-depth thoughts. I will say that, like, while I do enjoy this palette, it is a little bit disappointing. Like, some of the shades just didn't really show up on my skin tone. I feel like a few of the tones are too similar. I feel like it could have been a bit more. And that makes me a bit sad because, like, I am a self-proclaimed pastel goblin and Glaminatrix are one of my favourite brands of all time. But I gotta be honest with you, like, it didn't wow me like I wanted it to. But I love the deep mattes in here. I love the green and the orange column. Like, these two are just beautiful. And I still do like it. It's just, I feel like there are other pastel palettes that would do a better job than this one. And I hate to say that, I really do hate to say that, because we know that I love Glaminatrix, but I still do like it and I'm grateful that I have it, but I don't know if I could, like, be fully confident in completely recommending it to you, you know? And then alongside that, they sent me all of their blushes. There's actually a 5th shade that I've given to my mum, but these are just very Skye shades. Like, we have, like, peachy tones, a brown, this brown lavish. Oh my god, it's so pretty. With this lip as well, like, I need to remember that. I'm gonna remember that for next time. The blush that I mentioned earlier that matches the pale rose perfectly is this shade Gentle. It is a beautiful cool toned mauvey shade, and this layered with pale rose on top, this creates a dupe of the Lo-Fi Rose. So I still do have Lo-Fi Rose in my collection, I just have to, you know, use a couple of products to achieve the look. But I don't really mind. I think, like, this blush was essentially made to be layered on top of this one, and if I want a super light blush look, I can just use this. So I am really happy. I do really like the formula of these. They do not work on top of powdered skin, which you'd think with most liquid and cream products. I used to be so against that. I used to be like, if it doesn't work on top of powdered skin, I'm not using it. I am wearing the shade Sunny today, like, and it's just really cute. It is very well named, like, I do feel very sunny wearing it. But I have learned to work with them, and I actually quite like not applying powder beforehand. Like, I've learned to incorporate them into my routine, and I'm actually really curious to try, like, a cream bronzer now, because I think that would pair really nicely with these. If you have any cream bronzer recommendations, do let me know. I'm contemplating getting the Rare Beauty one. like that bronzer stick. But yeah, with all of that said and done, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Do let me know, what are some things that you have purchased during your low buy? I would really like to know. I do apologize if my energy was off in this video. I really feel like it was, and I feel like a little bit insecure. I've just had a bit of an odd day. Like, little things have just gone wrong, and I'm like, yeah. It's just one of those days. But I still wanted to talk about makeup with you guys because this channel and like this space is like my happy place. I'm quite great. I'm really grateful. So thank you for being here with me. Yeah, I'm feeling really mushy right now. I need to stop. If you'd like to see more makeup content from me, you can follow me on my Instagram. It's faerie.skye right here. I post all my looks there, except for this one. Oh well. And I'm active on there every single day. And if you'd like to support me further, I do have my own small business, Raincloud Candles Co. We're a small queer-owned business based in the UK, and we make handmade candles and wax melts. The link to shop will be down below, along with our social media, if you'd like to support us. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to have you here. We're a lovely little, like, family on this channel. I feel like we're all just, like, a bunch of besties just talking about makeup. Yeah. It's good vibes, it's good vibes. I would recommend sticking around. And as always, stay safe, wash your hands, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!